this is Sue from 10 Coffee, and we're getting ready for our dinner party tonight. Well, it's now. So we're gonna pretend that we're making a Chemex for a dinner party because it's fun to do that. And so what we have here is we have our Chemex, and this is a brewing method. It's a glass brewing method. It makes a very great clean cup of coffee. And this one here that I'm using is an 8 cup, but it also comes in a 6 cup as well. So this is just a smaller version if you're using it for yourself or you're just having a smaller party. The top is the same size, the bottom is just a little bit smaller. So when it comes to the filters, you use the same filter. Same thing as we were talking about earlier. We were talking about the unbleached coffee filters, where again, we're using an unbleached coffee filter. Again, it's just a personal preference for the unbleached. Some people do prefer the bleached. So with this here, I'm just going to show you the anatomy of a Chemex coffee filter to start. It's a square, very thick filter that is folded into 4. And then what we're doing is we're going to separate 1 fold and the 3 folds. We're going to take the 3 folds, we're going to put it towards the spout. We're going to take the 1 fold, we're going to put it towards the back. And then the same as we did with our pour over dripper, we're going to take it and we're going to wet it. And we're just going to get it wet to get the filter wet. That's going to get some of that papery taste out of it. And then we're also warming the glass down the bottom, so when we brew the coffee, it's not cooling off on us. Chemex has a few accessories that are really neat too. It has a glass lid, so when you're done brewing and you want to keep it warm, you can put a glass lid on it. They also make things for your stove if you want to keep it on your stovetop, but that's a little sketchy. So I get so nervous about breaking these. That's why I only have this for the dinner party, which is reason enough for me to invite people over just so I can use the Chemex. So now that we have our wet filter and we have a warm vessel, we are going to take some of our coffee. When I have company, I love using this special prep. It's our restaurant blend. It just makes a really great, rich, clean, smooth cup of coffee. I notice that a lot of my guests who normally drink cream and milk in their coffee don't want anything in it. They love coming over and they drink it black, which is the way you're gonna get the most flavor out of it, but that's all personal preference. You drink it how you like it. Same thing, I would suggest your guests drink it how they like it. So now that we have our coffee in here, we just did 3 scoops, so we can we're doing a small one today. And then the same as we did with the pour over dripper, we're gonna start on the edge and we're gonna go around. First round, we're just gonna wet the grinds. So I'm going around right now and I'm wetting the grinds. And again, I'm letting the coffee kind of bubble up and bloom. That's a sign of a fresh coffee. So if your coffee is fresh ground, fresh roasted, you're gonna notice it really bloom a lot. If your coffee's been sitting around for a while, you're not gonna notice it so much, and it's time to get some new 10 coffee. So we're gonna let this drip through a little bit. And then this one here, we're dividing into 3 pours ideally. So we're gonna do, 1 is wetting everything. The second one is you're cutting through that crust and you're gonna wet everything again. You're gonna let it come up. And your third one, you're gonna finish it off. So I have a pre-measured amount of water in here. What you're looking for is 6 ounces of water for every scoop that you used of coffee. So I did 3. So I'm looking for 3 times 6 is 18. So here's our second pour. So we're always going to leave at least an inch at the top between the glass and where my coffee grinds come up to. That's just a recommendation by Chemex when they recommend on how to brew. It keeps it at a good level, and it also keeps a good flow going. So what you're gonna get when you brew in a Chemex is you're getting a very clean cup of coffee. So you're getting a lot of the same thing as the pour over drippers. You're getting a lot of those brighter flavors. The filter is gonna hold back a lot of the sediment. So when you're doing a French press compared to this here, the French press is gonna give you a rich cup of coffee you're gonna have that sediment. So if you want a strong, rich cup of coffee, French press is a great option. If you want just that very clean cup of coffee to go with your dessert, to not be too heavy, this is a great option for that. And also it's a really cool discussion piece for your guests. So the Chemex was actually designed by a chemist back in the 60s. So now we're going for our third, and this is our final pour, where we are gonna finish up. After our final pour, it's just a matter of waiting for everything to pour through. And what we're using to pour today is we're using the Bodum. This is an electric kettle. So this just plugs in, you put your water in it, you turn it on. This is gonna heat the hot water up for you. It's great because it has the gooseneck. So you have the gooseneck kettle, which gives you a very fine pouring stream. That way it gives you a lot of accuracy when you're trying to do the circle. It gives you great accuracy with that. You can use a hot pot of any sort. You can just use hot water and pour out of a measuring cup. That's fine. This is just a very nice, easy, very cute way to heat the water up. So as we wait for the rest of our water to come through, if there's any questions that anybody has, definitely send us a note, ask your questions. We'll definitely be happy to answer them. And then as this finishes up, we are almost done. I hear it tripping through. I always get so impatient. All right, so as soon as this is done, we're just gonna pull this out. We're gonna pour ourselves a cup of coffee and we're gonna enjoy. Thank you so much.